Government's remote control of car use installed on my car with no informed consent. I bought a Hyundai Kona EV 18 months ago, 71 plate, from a dealer. The car went in for a maps upgrade and came back as a write-off for me. They took the opportunity to upgrade the Blue Link infotainment software, and when I started it up, I was presented with a new screen saying terms and conditions changed. I was bored that day, so I flicked down a few pages and was about to jump out when I read it was now equipped with geofencing and geotiming capabilities. We're talking about anything with an SOS button. My wife's car is a 2016. They can set range limits and time limits remotely. The terms say it's not used without consent unless required by law. The last sentence voids the whole thing.
Big Tech, Skynet, is planning to lock you down for Disease X. Not only with smart cities, but geofencing. And of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what these new cars can do. But they've been fully weaponized and can be remotely controlled, remotely piloted at any time, and basically deactivate your brakes, make it look like an accident. Look at these headlights. Obviously, the new headlights are safe and effective. And of course, you can tweet all about this on Twitter X as you wait for your Elon brain chip. It's not the WEF.
You because you're human, and I was human. I am human still.
The situation is beyond imagination. We've been talking about this for quite some time. I know people would rather talk about other things like the election or comedy or anything but Skynet, the Matrix, the 5G, and what's coming and what's already here. But it's important that you understand what's coming if you're going to fight back and defend yourself. They're not only geofencing the cities and the cars, but the grocery stores. You see that? Just wait. You think it's bad now with the high prices, the inflation, the rent, and the like. That's nothing compared to what's coming. It's why you need to pay attention. Because they unleashed Skynet years ago during the Obama administration. And they've been quietly experimenting on the human public, on the human domain, as computer scientists call it. It's much worse than you can possibly imagine. It's why we're spending so much time talking about it. It's not just that they're trying to kill you with vaccines or bioweapons or chemtrails or pesticides or GMOs or fluoride and the like. Because fluoride causes cancer. These people are looking to totally lock us down, control us, dominate us, exterminate us, and basically rule over the planet like cyborgs. Each of these billionaires will basically own a city. They'll be the king of their city, and robot slaves, cyborg slaves, will serve them. The future is way beyond The Matrix, or even movies like Blade Runner or Elysium. We're on the precipice right now. Everybody's trying to warn you. Tens of thousands of doctors are trying to warn you about the harmful effects of 5G and EMF radiation. How these frequencies basically mess with not only the water molecules, but the cells inside of people. Scientists have been warning you. Government insiders have been warning you. Computer scientists have been warning you. Skynet has escaped the lab, was released. Weapons experts have been warning you that all of this technology has been weaponized. People on the internet, victims that are already being targeted by this system, have been warning you. The news, in fact, has been warning you, telling you that people are being targeted. They call it the Havana syndrome. They're like, oh, it's the Russians. No, it's not the Russians. It's the government. It's always been the government, basically. Even telecom insiders, like this guy, have been trying to warn you, running down death towers with a tank. Anyone with a meter is trying to tell you that there's something terribly wrong with the environment. The numbers are off the charts compared to where they should be. It's a full-blown extermination. They're trying to get away with it as much as they can, because if they line people up on the street and start shooting them, which is what they really want to do, people would shoot back. So they're doing it in stages, with microwaves, bioweapons, everything they can. They're poisoning the food, the air, the water. It's a war right now. And people are just sitting there watching the television. Everything in the smart city infrastructure has been weaponized, even the CCTV cameras. It's all watching you. People want to talk about something else. What do you want to talk about? Football? Sports? Women. Let's talk about women. They want $200,000 a year, or else you're going to be single. That's basically where we're at. Okay, now let's get back to the genocide program. These people are out to exterminate you in a major way. The LED lights, everything. Everything has got to go. Fire sale, purge, if you understand what I'm saying. Until then, you're on your own. And in this urban battlefield, you basically have to be as smart as this technology. If you run around naked, dumb, like a sheeple without protection, without shielding or anything, they're going to zap you. It's already happening. Many people have been killed. Many others are being tortured. This is the real geofence. This is the real social credit score system. And most people are aware, and they're just trying to fit in and not make waves, hoping that the AI will miss them. We're also learning that there's a secret organ harvesting program underway. It's not just that you're getting flagged for being on social media as a truther or a pureblood. If you got the right blood type, the right profile, they'll give you a heart attack courtesy of these cell towers, scoop you up, and it's organ harvesting time. And they've become rather efficient at it. Kind of like stripping a forest to the ground. Look at that.
But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human, still.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Secretary, can I ask you a question about some of the technology that you're developing to fight the war on terror, specifically directed energy and high-powered microwave technology? When do you envision that you can weaponize that type of technology?
Well, that was literally 20 years ago. The technology has been weaponized by now. And guess who the terrorists are? Just look at the Patriot Act. Look at what they're doing to Trump. Look at what they've done to everybody that's basically come online to talk about what's happening. Whether it be the pandemic, the vaccines, or something else. Or even Boeing. People are being disappeared right now. It's basically wholesale mass murder, wholesale genocide happening right now with directed energy weapons. And people want to talk about sports or even the elections. Really. What's Trump going to do? Bring a 6G? Fauci? 2.0? I mean, look, Trump is much better than Biden, but no one person is going to save us from this. It's basically like a science fiction movie out there right now. People are worried about what's happening overseas. Why don't we start worrying about what's happening right here, right now? Until people rise up and take this system out once and for all, until they bring the rope, the guillotines, whatever it takes, Nuremberg 2.0. Quick and speedy trials, until justice is served. None of us are free. None of us are safe. You can't even imagine the horrors that are coming our way. I'm giving you just a sample, a taste test. And this is why we keep talking about this book, Transhuman Genocide. It talks not only about what's going on, what the plan is, what's happening, the weapons. It also talks about the solutions. How to build military-grade shielding for yourself. For safe rooms, for chest plates, for skull caps and the like, and so much more. You can get it on Amazon, Transhuman Genocide, Kindle version, paperback version. There's a PDF version on our Patreon. If you're running around out there, if you're not even preparing or thinking about what's happening in terms of technology, I don't know what to tell you. Because we're not in the 1950s anymore. And these people on TV have a serious thing about genocide. It's Agenda 21, it's Agenda 2030. It was on the Georgia Guidestones until they imploded the evidence. 9/11 was basically just the beginning, not only of the destruction of America, but basically the destruction of humanity. These people are anti-life. They want to wipe everybody out, and they basically want to go transhuman so that they can live forever. This is their fountain of youth. This is their adrenochrome 2.0. Do you think anybody's going to be able to stand in the way passively? And what happens when they go full cyborg? You think they're just going to chill? And so we've already seen what these people are capable of with their technology. And I don't mean to sound like a caveman here, but basically life was much better in the 90s or in the 50s compared to today. Technology has become more or less a plague on our society. And it's only going to get much, much worse as everything is consolidated and crystallized into some kind of mega Skynet system that's basically anti-human, that's coming after people, especially conservatives and purebloods that don't want the brain chip. And we've been talking about some of the inner workings of this system. These cell towers are a Trojan horse. Cell towers have a range of like 250 miles, if not more. The reason that they're parking them right next door is because energy weapons have a smaller range. Most of them, around 2 or 3 miles. Of course, bigger ones can go further, but the little ones that we're seeing basically embedded everywhere in the smart cities have a range of about 2 to 3 miles. They're setting up this grid to be redundant, to be robust, to be overkill. That way, even if you take out a couple death towers, you probably won't get them all. But in the meantime, as they're parked right next door, they can pick people off in ways that you can't even imagine from all directions. Not to mention the planes, the hot air balloons, the satellites, etc. Raining down death rays 24/7. There's a smart death grid called Starlink up there. Not to mention the GPS satellites. You think it's just to, triangulate your position. Oh yeah, it does that and so much more. We could be here all day talking about the dynamics of what's happening out there right now. But the most important thing is that people begin to protect themselves from these weapons. Check out this guy. He's being attacked. He knows where it's coming from. He turns around, looks into the camera where it finishes him off. It sounds stupendous. You think it's the vaccine. There's videos just like this before the vaccine happening. These people are turning around, flailing their arms, trying to protect themselves. There's something attacking them. They know something is attacking them. This is different than the videos of people just dropping dead from the Pfizer vax. But they look so similar that in the fog of war, you're like, what's the difference? There is a difference. And people that have been attacked by these towers know the difference. Shielding, in a sense, is like encryption. The more people encrypt their email and their communications, the longer it takes for the system to crack the codes and to see what's actually going on. The more people that have shielding and protection, the longer it is, the longer it'll take this system to basically wipe everybody out, giving us time. And once more people realize just how weaponized these death towers are, then people will start moving in the right direction. And that's what we need. A general consensus that this technology has been weaponized to control us and to kill us and to enslave us. And this will be a call for an uprising. Because everybody can agree, regardless of their politics, that death towers shouldn't exist. Geofencing shouldn't exist. 15-minute cities and the like shouldn't exist. This is about locking us down, enslaving us, dominating us, and exterminating us with starvation. At first they kettle you into districts, and then they cut off the food supply. One district at a time. Oh, it's District 12 this time. Welcome to the Hunger Games. But they're introducing all this tech into society to kill people, to soft kill, slow kill people, so that they can make it look like climate change or natural causes and make money on the back end. Come get your testing. Come get your $100,000 worth of testing so we can figure out which of our eugenics programs is killing you. And they still won't save you, for the most part. But pay attention. If you've been experiencing the 5G symptoms, if your health has been off since the rollout of 5G, chronic fatigue, recurring headaches, pain not associated with an injury, recurring back problems, and the like. If this is happening to you, you need to start shielding immediately. They're going after conservatives, they're going after purebloods, they're going after anybody and everybody they can right now that will be part of the human resistance. And if you plan on fighting for humanity, if you plan on fighting for freedom, if you plan on surviving in the world of today, then you better get moving on shielding and building a safe room. Another thing that we've mentioned before, and worth mentioning again, all of these new smart cars have been weaponized. If it has an LED screen, if it has LED lights, it has software and hardware on board capable of hitting you as soon as you get in range.
But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human, still.
These cars will tailgate you and then blast you from behind, and you'll start feeling some kind of medical emergency and you won't even know where it's coming from. You can get zapped by planes, cell towers, cell phones, and so much more. And there's no telling what's really happened to many of the vaccinated, these NPCs that are out there. There's a high probability at this stage they've already been assimilated by nanotech. And so the walls are closing in. There's no telling how many humans are really left. But the humans that are out there are starting to experience the 5G in ways they've never thought possible before. There's no running from this system. People have tried, city to city, state to state, country to country. The only solution at this stage is hardcore shielding. This book has all the recipes for military-grade shielding that you can find from raw materials online. Nobody's selling military-grade shielding yet, and they don't want you to have it. The stuff that you can get online, just like EMF fabric, foil, mylar, isn't enough for these weapons. These are bunker-busting weapons. It's important for you to understand that even grounded aluminum foil and mylar is not enough. It'll help. Everything helps. Anything is better than nothing. If all you can find is an EMF beanie, that's better than nothing. But if you really want to survive...
But it is going to bother you because you're human.
Fire the video
and I
back.
was human. I am human still. But I was just referring to myself in the past.
These people are not human. Yeah, obviously. They don't pass the Turing test. They want to kill you. Here, come take our death facts. Here, check out this new 15-minute city rat trap that we've got all ready for you. It's everything that you've ever desired in your life. And so basically, we can see the writing on the wall. We know what's coming. It's really up to you to get the word out. It's really up to you to get people to prepare. It's up to you to prepare yourselves with military-grade shielding. There's a reason why they took the lead out of the paint. And this is just one of the things. It's just like you couldn't get ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine. These people are coming after you. Nobody is safe as Skynet takes over. Feel free to like and share this video. Get it to as many people as you can. Feel free to mirror our content. Check us out on Telegram at stfn report because we're basically silenced and censored everywhere. But let people know. And check out that book, Transhuman Genocide. You'll be glad you did. You can read the first few chapters on Amazon for free. And you got 30 days to send it back. It's pretty much dirt cheap compared to all of the other books on this subject matter. And, of course, there's the Kindle version or the PDF version on Patreon. Until the next time, if you're listening to this, you are the Resistance.